We're saddened by the loss of heavyweight champion Joe Frazier, who beat Ali in his prime, and I saw him at ringside on his final fight held in Chicago. This week on the Spotlight, fans of the Bears are happy at Blackthorn on 111th Street. And we also flash back to the Blackhawks of old, and a little bit of the coach is never a bad thing, in a wacky mood this week on the Spotlight. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, this is the 23rd year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. Cobblestones Restaurant and Bar, 514 West Pershing, that's Pershing and Parnell, the place to go before, during, and after Sox games. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Open Sundays when the White Sox are home, and Friday night trivia when the Sox are on the road. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Be safe with Sureway Insurance Company, 3312 North Milwaukee. Call my friend Jean at 773-282-2022. She has the answers on your auto, home, business, life coverage, including SR22 coverage drivers. Call Sureway Insurance.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Since 1967, El Jardín has been serving the finest Mexican food. Before, after, or during ball games, located conveniently just 3 blocks south of Wrigley Field, 3335 North Clark. Whether there's a game or not, you still get hungry, and El Jardín has great service, great food, and great drinks. I've enjoyed every meal I've had there, and you will too. So get to El Jardín for great Mexican food at 3335 North Clark Street in Chicago. You'll be glad you did. The Bears got on the board quickly. Cutler to Spaeth, and then a field goal, and it was 10-0 Chicago. It's the end of the first quarter. The Bears looking good so far. Kind of a slow-paced game, but I'm not going to complain too much. Tell everybody who you are and what you're liking about being here at Blackthorn.
Hi, my name's Michelle Brew. I come here for every Bears game. It's the basically best place to come to. And cheap drinks, great people, and a lot of fun.
All right, we're going to let these guys pass. Come on through. It's your big on-camera moment. Don't hit the cord. And let's continue what we were saying. You must have a favorite Chicago Bear over the last couple of years. Who might it be?
Yes, it is Devin Hester.
That's good.
Yeah, he reminds me of Nelly in The Longest Yard.
Well, he's a guy who...
Huge Adam Sandler fan, so...
They're showing his number of different return touchdowns all the time.
Yeah.
It's a guy who could break one at any moment. It's a fun guy to like.
Oh, it is for sure.
Somewhere in your wardrobe, you got a number 23 shirt laying around?
Yes, and actually, I played for the White Sox at Kennedy Park, and I was number 23. Yes.
All right, that's very good. And that's a number that has a lot of Chicago history to it.
Yeah, you got Jordan.
Right. Robin Ventura, Ryan Sandberg, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll have more at halftime, but so far so good. Everybody enjoying themselves here on 111th Street. With 3 field goals and 3 extra points, Robbie Gould passes the great Walter Payton and moves into second place on the Bears' all-time leading scorers list, trailing only Kevin Butler. The Bears capped off a wild second quarter with Marion Barber getting to the goal line, 17-10, Bears at the half. So the Bears have the halftime lead. Some weird stuff at the end of that second quarter, but turned out pretty good in the long run, or right now anyway. We're talking with fans here at Blackthorn. I see a man wearing a Bears shirt, but somehow I think he's not a Bears fan. Who are you and who do you like?
My name's Tom. I'm a Packers fan.
Why are you wearing that shirt?
Because I like the Eagles even less.
Okay, that's cool. What do you predict for your Pack this year? They kind of escaped with one yesterday against San Diego.
I wouldn't really call it escaping. They didn't score on 2 possessions. But last time I checked, the last time they started 8-0, they did go on and win a Super Bowl.
All right, spoken with typical Packer fan confidence. There is a game on the schedule against the Bears, you know.
That's true, and the last time the Bears played the Packers, they couldn't stop them either. That's 3 games in a row they haven't been able to stop Aaron Rodgers?
Maybe let's change the line of questioning. How do you think the Bears will play in the second half against Philadelphia?
They've always played well against Michael Vick, so hopefully they'll end up taking this game from him.
And do the Eagles, in the back of your mind, worry you as a playoff team?
It's not so much that they worry me, it's just that I was never a fan of Michael Vick, and I'm even less of a fan of their Dream Team montage.
All right, well, that's well spoken. Fans here are very thoughtful, even if they have unusual taste in their favorite teams. And we'll talk to more people over by there. Smiling faces on Bears fans for the most part. Tell us your name and what you liked about the first half.
Well, my name's Joanne, and the Bears are winning. That's what I like about the first half.
Simply put. Okay, what's this little party you got going on here?
Just the volleyball girls come out for Monday Night Football.
Okay. So I see some salsa and guacamole and a couple of brewskis. What do you like about Blackthorn, assuming you've been here more than once?
Actually, I haven't. It's my first visit, but I like it. Lots of TVs, not too crowded, quiet, mixed crowd, not a lot of young kids.
All right. Well, so there you hear that. A little bit of everything here at the bar, and not overwhelmingly wall to wall. You can stop and dip your chip and not have anybody smashing their elbow into it. I guess we're learning. So come out to Blackthorn, 3300 West 111th Street. You can have a mellow time, or you could yell a little bit for your favorite football team. Since 1955, Rosangela's Pizza has been there for you at 95th and California, across from Little Company Mary Hospital. You can call them at 708-422-2041. Everything homemade, including the sauce. Great beef and meatball sandwiches, pasta, chicken, seafood, desserts. Dine in for lunch and dinner. Rosangela's, 95th and California. It's always the season for Riley's Trick Shop at 6442 West 111th in Worth. Or you can call them at 708-448-0075. Right now they have football strip cards, a wide selection of Halloween costumes and tricks and treats. And then for later in the year, Santa suits. So for all your needs, especially Halloween, Riley's Trick Shop on 111th Street. Nuevo Leon, for the best Mexican cuisine since 1962. Serving every day from 7 a.m. to midnight, conveniently located 1515 West 18th Street, just a block east of Ashland in Chicago. Of course, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a wide range of menu items. Everything from steak, seafood, to breakfast, to chicken, pork, dine-in, carry-out, tacos, enchiladas, everything you can imagine, and great quality at Nuevo Leon, 1515 West 18th. You've got to call Vince's Towing. If you need road service, flatbed service, or you want the highest price paid to you for a junk car, call 773-581-7647. They did a great job for me, and they'll do it for you. Call Vince's Towing, 773-581-7647. Bad third quarter for the Bears. Forte's fumbling, and McCoy's touchdown makes it Philly 24, Bears 17 after 3, and there's trouble. So it's a tough battle for the Bears in the period here after 3 quarters of play. Philadelphia got a little bit good there, but let's talk more about the bar. Tell us your name and what you like about this place.
My name is Lisa, last name Fitzgerald. I really like what they did with the bar. It's very good for if you want to come out and enjoy the Bears game and enjoy any sports, meeting friends, new friends, old friends. It's a great place. Everyone come out and join us, have fun, have some popcorn, have some pizza, enjoy some beers, and enjoy the game. Thank you.
That was succinctly said. I was going to compliment your color jersey, but maybe I shouldn't.
No, I'm an Urlacher fan, but my husband decided to wear my Urlacher jersey, and I got stuck with Cutler. But it's all right. I'm rooting for him. Go Bears.
All right, nicely said. Still got a 4th quarter to pull this thing out of the fire. Fans are hopeful. And they were rewarded because in the 4th quarter, down by 4, Cutler finds his main man, Earl Bennett, the reliable one, for the score. And the Bears would not look back. What a great, great win on the road. Sorry about that, Andy. So a happy crowd here at Blackthorn as the Bears beat the Eagles on Monday night. Let's find out what the fans have to say. Tell us your name and your thoughts on the game.
Emil, and there was a heck of a game. Bears looked a little better than they have in the last couple weeks.
Okay, tell us your name and what you thought.
John, and I thought the game went really good. I thought the Cutler looked good. His receivers, though, little alligator arms a couple of times there. But I think the Bears out 5-3, so they had to end up 5-3 for this game to be worthwhile. So they did it. It's going to be happy playing right home.
All right, and for those who ran away from the table, just pan over there and they can wave to the camera. This way, there you go. See, everybody's happy now. Little FaceTime, you know.
There we go.
As we finish up, you have a thought about this bar? Everyone seems to be having a good time.
You know what? This is a great bar. It sat vacant for how many years? It was the old Eric the Reds. At the old Eric the Reds. How many times did I go down the slide that was in the back room there? Now, it's a neighborhood bar now. Great neighborhood people here. Great success to them. Good luck.
Any thoughts about the transition to a slightly cozier setup?
I'm all for it. They sponsor our softball team in the fall, and I love them. Joe and his wife Debbie are 2 awesome owners. Great sponsors, too.
Okay. So a lot of love in the room, a lot of happiness for the Bears. Come here and partake. You'll have a good time at 3300 West 111th. That wraps up our Bears segment, but we'll have some interesting flashbacks to years gone by on this show right after these important messages. Don't go away.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212.
Cobblestones is a great bar on Pershing with great food at Parnell. In fact, they're one of the top 100 bars in the city according to Chicago Magazine. Great pastas, salads, soups, and the great sandwich is the muffalata. So check it out. Great place to go when the White Sox play. I have trivia on Fridays when the White Sox aren't at home. So get to Cobblestones on 39th, and you'll be very glad you did. Come play in the area's classiest billiard center, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet Avenue in Munster, 2 blocks south of 8094. Selling the most famous names of pool tables and billiard equipment. Specializing in table recovery and moving of tables. A complete pro shop.
with the most brand names of cues and cases. Celebrating over 20 years, excellence, top billiard tables, the place where the action is, Jukebox Billiards, 7910 Calumet in Munster. We're back in the spotlight, and it's time to talk to Mike Ditka. He seems to get a special kick out of entertaining us with kind of a sparring match when we come up here to Lake Forest. So, on his turf, Mike Ditka, about Tampa Bay, the Giants, and life. Mike, how much does the caliber of your opponent elevate the caliber of your play?
We'll find out this week. We're playing the world champions. I mean, if this doesn't excite you, then nothing does. I mean, we'll find out a lot about ourselves. I mean, that's what it's all about. But I think we were ready to play Tampa. It's hard to put your finger on teams, but I think Tampa's a pretty good team, but they're 0-2. I think Minnesota's a pretty good team. I think there's a lot of good teams that maybe in the beginning won't quite as good as they'll be later. I don't know, but they look to me like they got good personnel and good coaching, and if they wouldn't have made a few mistakes in the game, and they made a few, with the personal fouls and the things they had called on them, it might have made it a very tough game for us. Very tough. But they made 3 key mistakes in the game that cost them, in my opinion, cost them the football game. So, but we'll see how we do this week against the Giants.
Other than the outcome of last year's game, what else sticks out in your mind?
The outcome, nothing else, just the outcome. That was the finality of it. We were done and they kept going. That's the only thing I remember about the game. Plays, nothing. I don't remember any of the plays. I lie, but I do remember the plays. So.
As a coach, Mike, how much do you emphasize the fact that it was your last game last year, or do the players know enough about that themselves?
The guys who were here know, and we talked about it already, and the guys who aren't here now know because we talked about it already. And we'll continue to talk about it. But, the worst thing you can do in life is play anything for a revenge factor. It's the silliest thing that ever happened. I mean, what is revenge? I mean, that's so silly. I'm going to shoot the guy after he killed me. It's not going to work that way. So we're just going to try to play a good game. We're not worried about revenge or anything else. They won the Super Bowl last year, and they deserve to win the Super Bowl, and we bowed out, that's all. So we'll go, this is the 3rd game of the season. Last year we played them, it was the 18th game of the season. I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there every day. I'm getting up with a smile on my face. I'm not grieving. No, I'm telling you, I don't know any other way to put it. I'm having fun. Why don't you guys loosen up, lighten up, roll with it? Gee, let's have a little fun. Now we're interesting. That's all I can say. I don't know how good we are. I really don't. But I'm not unhappy. I mean, I'd be foolish to stand there and tell you I was unhappy at 2-0. There were years in the past when we won games that I was ornery, man. We won in Pittsburgh one year, and man, I was fuming. We won down in Houston one year, and I was fuming after the game because I knew we had played bad, and I knew it would catch up with us, and eventually it did. But I don't feel that way this year for some reason. Must be maturity or old age or something. I just feel that it's going to be a roller coaster ride, and I just got to see it. I hope we get off on the high end of the roller coaster instead of the low.
In what way are you stronger now than you were last January when you played?
Well, in what way are we stronger specifically? I don't know that we are individually. I mean, we don't have some of the people we had last January, so that would probably make us a little weaker. But I think we're stronger in the resolve to try to win the game and knowing what we're doing. I think we're a little better at understanding what we're doing offensively, how we're trying to attack, and I think we're a little better defensively overall as a team. I don't think that the bootlegs will be a major problem like they were last year. I think there's more control out of what we do. I don't think they'll take the ball and run it down our throat either. But, they'll run it on us, but I don't think they'll run it down our throat. So those are the things I think. Now, since I think them, we have to make them happen. And that's my job the rest of the week, to prove that what I'm thinking can transpire into action. The way I equate what happened Sunday till next Sunday, you left the minor league and you got into major league. I mean, we're in the major leagues now when you go up against Marshall and LT and those guys and Banks. That's a major league. And I'm not saying that the other teams are minor league. I'm just saying that there's an elevation in talent right there because Taylor's been as good a football player as played defense in the league probably has played in the last 20-some years. So, it's going to be tough.
As loose and fun-loving as Ditka appeared, he always bristles when he's asked tough questions about Johnny Bailey. He muffed that punt last Sunday.
The one that bothered me was the one he didn't catch and let roll. because he got advice from the sideline on that one. And that's wrong, because he should have caught that one and ran with it, rolled another 15 yards. But that wasn't his fault.
Mike,
but if you want me to take him, we got a dungeon downstairs. You guys never been there. We'll strap him to the dungeon for the rest of the week and flog him. So you bad boy for dropping that ball. And you can get some of these whiners calling, why'd he drop the ball? Why don't you pass along on 2nd and 1?
Mike, assess Harbaugh's improvement in reading defenses and.
Getting better. He's not perfect. He's getting better. It's a long way to go. I mean, before you put him in, you become in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in this league. You got a long way to go. I think there are 4 or 5 in this league that are head and shoulders above the rest. I think the rest are pretty close. Really, there's not much difference, depending day to day. But there are a couple who are definitely head above everybody else. And I'm not going to go into names because that would be telling you something that you should already know.
I eat antipasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people. Have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski.
Lanigan's Irish Pub is the place to be at 3119 West 111th Street, right by Kedzie. Live music on Sunday with Fast Eddie. Drink specials daily, including $1.50 domestic bottles on Thursday, $3 Guinness on Tuesday. Call for karaoke information on Friday. Party room, too. All that available at Lanigan's Irish Pub, 3119 West 111th Street on the beautiful south side of Chicago. Get there, Lanigan's Irish Pub. Get to the Beverly Coffee Shop at 2734 West 111th Street. Open at 6 a.m. daily with, of course, fresh coffee, many teas, breakfast, lunch, bagels, muffins, and more. Sandwiches, soups, and pizza bagels. They even have juice and Red Bull. Call ahead for your order, 773-429-9650. That's the Beverly Coffee Shop.
We're back on the spotlight, and the Blackhawks had their toughest assignment of the road trip Tuesday night against the Oilers in Edmonton. But Chris Chelios' power play goal puts the Blackhawks up 1-0 late in the first period. Arguably the best line for the Hawks has been Stevie Thomas, along with Adam Creighton and Wayne Presley, and you'll see it in action here, because they'll get the puck out to Creighton, who'll get his own rebound out in front and score the goal that puts the Hawks up 2-0. And Bill Ranford, who had kept the Edmonton Oilers in the game early, is saying to himself, what is going on? Meanwhile, Michel Goulet, who's also performed admirably for the Blackhawks, will get a slap shot, and the rebound will come out to Jeremy Roenick right in front, and Roenick scores it. The Blackhawks were at 3-0 still in the first period. It was almost 4-0, but Ranford sees the puck trickle off the post ever so gently. It could have been 4-zip. Now Edmonton gets on the board here. The deflection by Glenn Ederson, his 20th goal in 33 games against the Hawks. It was 3-1 after 2 periods, but Ed Belfour was tough with 18 saves, and the Blackhawks win their 4th straight on the road trip impressively. Steve Larmer has been a tower of strength for the Hawks, even though some contract situations and now the big stigma of the big contract have been weighing on him. He hasn't missed a game now in his 9th season and is giving Chris Chelios a run for his money as the team's best all-round player. Jeremy Roenick is also very tough, despite not even being of drinking age. Speaking of tough, he's been constantly the most intensely checked player as he tries to become the heir apparent top scorer to the departed Dennis Savard. Trent Yawney admitted to us that he's had 2 years in limbo. He can't explain why he's played so tentatively on defense, but now he's come on much more aggressively, taking his shot from the point, laying the body on, aggressive as the entire club has been, and doing it successfully. But maybe the most delightful, in terms of defense, has been the solid play and poise of the young Czechoslovakian František Kuchera. He's been in the lineup increasingly because of injuries. Kuchera's been clutch despite his lack of knowledge of English, and when he learns that, he'll be even better. And last but not least, the settling effect of co-coach Daryl Sutter. He returns to the Hawks with some coaching experience from the minors. He's been a quite settling effect on the club. As a matter of fact, he's real free with giving the players some advice and a helping hand and some good words of encouragement. Last week, we talked to the former Blackhawk goalie Darren Pang. Here's part 2 of the interview with the former Hawk netminder turned broadcaster. Change gears a little bit. I'd like for you to compare the preparation for a hockey game as a player to preparation for a broadcast, because there might be some similarities, but obviously you can point out the differences.
Well, there are. I mean, obviously preparing for a hockey game, and I always found that, especially at the stadium here, that my preparation all day, I was so geared towards hockey. I couldn't focus on anything else, and I was a real grouch around the house. And I mean, it's very, very intense to come out here in front of 18,000 people and perform. And right now, for me, it's all trying to be knowledgeable about the players and the different things that they're doing. Maybe locker room talk, maybe seeing how guys are feeling about the power play. So my preparation now is all right here. It's kind of more textbook knowledge right now, and then having fun. I've said to myself, I said, have fun. Whatever you do, get on the mic or post-game show and just have fun with it and go with it. So I've enjoyed it, and I'm going to try to save my hair now. The preparations aren't intense.
Well, you know, going back to when we did the interviews with you in the locker room as a player, many of the media would say, you know, that guy's going to go on and do this because he's a natural over there, and we didn't know it would happen this soon, but congratulations for your quick success in broadcasting, and continue it.
Thank you, Pat. It's always a pleasure being on your show. Nice seeing you again.
We're back in the spotlight, and the Bulls' slow start, tied in with the media projections about a possible NBA title, has really put the heat on Coach Phil Jackson. So much so, there's already speculation that Michael Jordan could be moving to point guard. Now, Michael told me he wouldn't mind being back there with Dennis Hobson, but not on a permanent basis. That would be a problem. Speaking of Michael, Mr. Jordan projected 5 wins and 2 losses on this road trip, which would mean a clean sweep necessary this week. Scottie Pippen had some thoughts about the West Coast trip. With a few years with the Bulls under your belt, I guess you guys have kind of put in perspective the fact that you're always going to be taking this long road trip in November. How do you approach it mentally?
Well, mentally, you know, you go out there and you take one game at a time. You take care of your body. I mean, you adjust to what you're finna, you know, set yourself out for. I mean, it's 2 weeks away from home. You're going to be bored. You're going to be homesick or whatever. But, you know, mentally, you get yourself ready to go out and play every night, and you prepare to go out and win every game.
I'd like to get just some little mini capsules about a couple teams you face that you're going to be facing out west. The Phoenix Suns, a quality team. I'd like your impressions.
Well, I mean, Phoenix is a good team. They run the ball well. I think the most important thing for us is try to contain Kevin Johnson and also stop Tom Chambers on his one-on-one game. I think we played the team well every time that we played them, but, you know, we've had difficulties with them. I mean, they're a good team, and we expect a tough game from them.
The Los Angeles Clippers are not the league doormat that they used to be. They made some improvements. You got to respect them a little more now.
Well, definitely. I mean, that's the team I don't think we've won there since I've been here. They've been real tough for us to beat at home. They play real well. They got a lot of big forwards, big guards, and it's been tough for us to beat them in their play. So hopefully this year we can get a win on our belt.
And Scotty's really looking forward to Denver.
See you next week.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.